Why, hello there. Welcome back. Oh, that was a terrible intro. Hold on. Hi. Welcome back to another Wait, no. Welcome back to another Engines of Go Transit video. This video will be on the infamous GP40TC, the locomotive that started it all. Go Transit was launched in 1967, and they needed locomotives suited for passenger service. So before Go Transit would even begin that year, EMD built 8 unique locomotives called the GP40TC. These locomotives were specifically built for the Go Transit commuter operation in the Toronto area. They are based off EMD's GP40 freight model, but with a built-in HEP generator for supplying electricity to passenger cars. It was decided that the locomotives would be based off of the existing locomotive that they chose, which is the GP40, so they could be sold off if Go Transit were to fail. Of course, it's 2024 and Go Transit is still here. Though these units were unlike any of the GP40 models ever built, they were much longer as they needed to be built on the frames of SD40s to allow enough room for the HEP generator. As well, they featured a far shorter nose, only about 60 inches versus the 81-inch nose that was on all EMD standard cab locomotives. This locomotive was one of the more unique locomotives EMD has ever produced over the years. The TC in GP40TC standard for Toronto Commuter. All units were built at the GMD plant in London, Ontario. These units were built actually a year before Go Transit would actually be inaugurated. They were built in 1966. Because the units were delivered well in advance of the beginning of service, the units were delivered in a solid dark blue paint scheme with a small CN Noodle logo on the side of the cabs. And yes, you're thinking it's black, but apparently it's dark blue. You really can't tell, but in this case, we're gonna roll with it. They operated in freight service on CN for several months during the winter of 1966 to 1967, and were released by CN back to GMD by the end of March for modifications in preparation for the new Go Transit service, including installation of HEP generators that weren't installed yet due to their time being on CN, and the repainting into full Go Transit colors. Unit 600 was last to be finished in December of 1966 and was not used in CN freight service. It was delivered in full Go livery and was used for the familiarization and testing. It was tested in the Thunder Bay area with the Go single-level coaches from Hawker Siddeley. The train was tested over CN's Kinghorn subdivision in mid-March 1967, running between Fort William and Long Lac. When all the units were delivered to Go Transit, the units were delivered with 600 series road numbers. They were then renumbered in the 9800s in 1970, and then renumbered again in late 1975 into the 500 series, which they held until the sale to Amtrak. The technical specifications of the units are: they had a length of 62 feet 8 inches, a height of 15 feet 5 inches, a width of 10 feet 4 inches, a weight of 264,000 pounds. The engine they had was a 645E 16-cylinder. The HEP generator was a diesel genset 600 kilowatt GM 12V-149. The axle arrangement was of course B-B for all typical Go Transit units. The total HP of the unit was 3,000 horsepower. The top speed was 77 miles per hour. These units came with multiple different horns, however the most common one was the K3L. The GP40TC HEP units produced a very loud and shrill whine, which residents near Willowbrook Yard found extremely annoying. At the start of Go service in 1967, the locomotives were at the east end of train sets, which hasn't changed to this day. Go Transit installed line-side power at the yard and eventually all layover areas so they could shut down the HEP generators during long or overnight hours. This was useful especially during the winter. A number of modifications were made to the units over their time with Go. In 1975, the rear HEP end was rebuilt and extended all the way to the rear with no anti-climber and no way to walk around the end. Sometime between 1980 and 1986, a rear anti-climber was added under Amtrak ownership. The GP40s went on in service with relatively no problem, but as the years went on, new technologies and new locomotives became a thing. With the production and delivery of the new F59PH units to Go Transit starting in the late 1980s, Go Transit began retiring and selling off these units. The first F59PH order, Go 520 to 535, resulted in all 8 of the GP40TCs being retired and sold in an instant to Amtrak in 1988, later becoming units 192 to 199. Later under Amtrak, they were rebuilt to GP38-3 standards and renumbered 520 to 527 and continue in service today. Amtrak Guy 365 already talked about the GP40TC's time on Amtrak, so I will not be talking about them for their time on Amtrak. Well, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching another Engines of Go Transit video, and in fact, it is the last one. There is the Hawker Siddeley RTC-85SP, but that isn't really an engine. It's a DMU, and it was extremely short-lived to the point where it didn't really warrant a video. As well, the other non-passenger locomotives such as the GP40-2, the GP40-2W, and the GP40M-2 weren't included in this as well because, again, they're really freight locomotives and required an APCU to even run a passenger train. So this brings the end to the Engines of Go Transit series. I really hope you enjoyed, and yeah, this series is pretty much done. Until a new Go Transit locomotive becomes a thing. Who knows? No, that was not a hint to me doing Engines of Via Rail. Someone already did that, and you're probably thinking, oh, someone already did Engines of Go Transit. Why'd you do Engines of Go Transit? Because I wanted to. Anyways, see ya. Wait, hold on, your horses there. I'm not done with you yet. Anyway, I started the Patreon. Totally not because I'm broke. Anyway, if you wanna support the channel, there's that. There's also a YouTube membership. Whatever. This sounds like I'm self-promoting myself. Anyway, yeah. There's also merch if you want to buy funny GR logo on a T-shirt or stuff. There's that. Anyways, this is actually taking way too long. Bye.